I knew I was going to be probably taking this apart before it went home to someone, but so I just didn't weight it heavily in the head. I left it on the lighter side. So now you can see that it is empty inside, and then we're going to put the magnet, we're going to drop it in right behind the lips, but we're going to use the pacifier that I already made the night before to hold it in place. So what I do is, we'll start with one and I'll show you the difference. So we're going to just drop one in here, and we're going to see if that's strong enough. I am going to add more regardless. I can feel a slight pull, but it's not strong enough. So we're going to drop another one in there. It actually went farther up there. Maybe I wasn't even. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your magnet pacifier, and you can pull. It's moving. See, it's on the outside. The magnet's right behind the nose there, and as we move it, we're moving the magnet inside the face. See that? Now, some people just take a magnet like this. I'm going to drop this out of the way. Some people just take a magnet. Stuck there. The other way to do it, if you didn't pre-make your magnet, is drop a magnet in there, anywhere, and then use one magnet on the outside. See how that's where it's at? And you can guide it to where the lips are. It's right there. You can put one finger in there and just move it. Now it's over on this side. Now it's down there. The problem with doing it this way is that all pacifiers are different. They're shaped differently. Some are not as, they're not shaped the same on the inside. They may be more rounded. So it's best to already know the pacifier that you're using and get that set up the night before so that you can actually use the real pacifier you're using, because some pacifiers are much bigger, and if you try to line up where that magnet should be on the back of your pacifier after the fact, it's not going to line up on the face. The pacifier might be too high up on the nose, too low on the chin, so it's best to already have your pacifier ready. But some people do this because they don't know which pacifier they're going to be using, and they try to line it up later. So anyway, we're not doing it this way. I'm using the actual pacifier, and I think the magnet needs to flip over on the inside. That's the other thing. There's a certain magnetic pull, and it has to line up. So if you've got, I dropped that one. I'm going to pick that up in a minute here. Glad that my dog does not have access to this room. I'm going to put 2 in here because I know for sure I'm going to want 2. So it's in there. I'm guiding it down. It's right in that spot. So that holds it fine with just 2, but I like to be generous with my strength of my pacifiers just in case the owner uses a different pacifier and doesn't have as much pull on the outside. So I added 3 of these, and these make a much stronger, powerful pull. Okay, so it's not going to fall off. Testing it. That's a good, nice pull there. Okay, so I'm going to take, you can get a bowl or a mug and just make sure it's still lined up the way you want it. And if you can see in there where it's at right there, I'm going to put some glue and make sure I get it right on top. Okay, I'm also going to be putting a magnet for a bow, and this time it doesn't matter if I have the bow around here or not, but let's go ahead and put one of these in. You only need one for a bow. Those are lightweight. So I'm going to line up. I might give her 2 areas for a bow. So before we get the glue going, I want to show that wouldn't it be cute to have the option to have maybe a bow right here on this side, right about here. Would be cute for a bow. Let's give her 2 bows. Okay, so let's put this right here like that. And when you drop it in there, it might go to the pacifier one, so you want to like put it where you can grab it right away. You can go right it by the neck and use the other magnet. Okay, so I'm using that magnet there to pull this up so it doesn't go on to any of the others. Let's see, I'm going to move it. Come on with me. Let's go up here. Okay. I'm going to give her 2 areas, 2 options where to put a bow. She might have a little headband to put across here that has little, she could attach some things to it that will make it stay in place. Or if you have an older doll, a toddler, this is a great way to add pigtails. I have some hair pieces that I made that are great for faux pigtails. And then I will show those in another video. But this baby is an infant, so it's just for some bow options, either on the left or the right. And notice how the pacifier is exactly where we want it lined up. Now we're ready for glue, and I'll probably do this in 2 parts. I'm going to put the glue, I'm going to do since we're on video here, I'm going to put the glue just for the pacifier area. I'm going to let that set up, and then I'm going to turn it this way and let the glue set up on the head, and then later I'll be able to just put it like this and line it up to, I'll have a small fan here to be blowing air in there throughout the day to get that dry. And you don't want to start adding your fillers or your bagged weight back in until that glue is cured and hard. I'm waiting 24 hours until the next day. It is not that important. Do not rush. You can tell your buyer that you want to, put this in for them and give it 24 hours to dry before you assemble the doll, just to make sure everything's cured and hard. Okay, so let's get started with the glue. Again, this is the E6000. You can get this, I got this for $4.99 at, I think, Hobby Lobby. That's a great price, because sometimes at the hardware stores, it can be twice that amount. So this is a good size amount for that price. And I have ventilation going behind me. I don't know if you can hear that fan, but I've got air blowing into my room here. I'm just going to take a dollop of this, and this is important that you don't get glue on the outside. Just have a nice clean surface. And then if your doll is rooted with hair and it's long or whatever, you want to have that hair out of the way. I'm going to bring this down so you can see. It's very strong smelling glue. So I'm just going around in a circle on that area, and I'll probably squeeze out some, you know what, there was some fuzz. See that? It actually pulled some fuzz out. So I'm going to just squeeze some glue in there and have it kind of run down behind the lips. I'm going to clean it off the edge like that. Sorry if that got out of the camera there. And then I'm just going to let it kind of flow, and I'll put my little tool back in, but right now I'm just letting it flow, going around the magnet and over it, keeping it all in that area. I'm going to make sure the magnet is still in the right spot. I'm going to rest it right here. I am going to clean off some of that polyfill that was obviously still stuck on the vinyl inside. This time I'm going to add some more here. Go in and coat the entire magnet. There's actually 3. I'm in there coating it. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going around in a circle again. And if there is any little polyfill in there, that's fine. I thought I got it completely out. I don't think I see any more in there. So I'm letting this drip off. Shake it off a little bit. Okay. So it's in there. If you can see that. Bring the light in here around. I'm trying to get it in camera view, but it's right down in there. See that? And it's covered. I'm going to let it dry hard. And then later today it'll be firm enough for me to turn it up like this. And then, I don't want to do it yet. And then I'll put glue in for the magnets for the hair bows. So you can always double check and make sure your pacifier is still exactly where you want it, so when it dries it's in the right place. And I suggest using I'm going to put this blanket right here so we don't get kind of like any little lines on the face, on the forehead. I don't want a bowl or cup line. I don't think you'd get that. That would only happen if your vinyl got really warm, which in my room here it's not hot. And the vinyl, if the vinyl was heated, like say you were rotating, you want to make sure your vinyl's completely room temperature so that you don't get any indentation when you go and rest it in a cup like this. Okay, I'm going to let that dry, and again you can get a small little fan and set it up and blow that in there. You can use a hair dryer on a cool setting. You don't need to have it hot because you don't need to heat up your vinyl. You just need to get some airflow inside that head to get that to dry. I'm going to cover this up with a cap because we don't want to have those fumes coming out. We also don't want to dry out our expensive, well actually sometimes it's expensive, E6000 glue. Okay, there you have it. And if you're interested in any of my other dolls that I share, let me know. I have many more. I just don't like sharing them all at the same time. I have lots of other babies available. Okay, thank you. Have a great day.